This I believe about the University of Michigan-Flint. When I first came to the school, I was not certain what to expect. The buildings were too large. Flint Southwestern Academy only had one floor, two if you counted the downstairs classrooms, but of course nobody ever did. There seemed to be so many clubs, and all of them had spokespersons itching to get me to join. I did not know if I had what it took to pass the classes. This was college after all, not just any college, but the University of Michigan. My dad had gone to the one in Ann Arbor, and he'd said that sometimes he'd wanted to rip the hair out of his head. I felt the same way at times, for one particular reason: the journalism classes. Crystal, one of the editors for the M-Times, now graduated, was once asked a question by Chancellor Ruth Person. Person asked Crystal what she thought about the journalism classes. Crystal said something to the effect of, "If I didn't have internship experience, I would have no future in journalism right now." I am still trying to figure out whether or not I agree. I'm not sure what I was expecting out of my classes. I suppose I was expecting it to be like an internship, with me going out and completing assignments and becoming familiar with different technologies in media. Online journalism has concentrated more on the latter, so it is useful in that sense. Community journalism with Mike Lewis is focusing more on the former, and that is useful too. The problem, in my opinion, is with classes like Basics of News Writing, which I took in my sophomore year. Though interesting topics were mentioned, like writing in a format other than the traditional inverted pyramid, the main focus was in writing AP style. Percent the word instead of percent the symbol, and that sort of thing. Far too much time is spent on it, considering three things. One, that you can simply browse an AP handbook before, during, and after writing an article. Two, that the editors will correct simple out-of-format mistakes anyway. And three, the Associated Press often makes changes on a yearly basis. There's always that wonderful matter of email with or without the hyphen. Broadcast journalism was much worse. We spent much of the semester listening to guest speakers. In fact, probably 80% of the semester. The class was not able to practice with tripod cameras until the last few weeks, and little attention was given to knowing the cameras and accompanying tripods inside and out. Editing was also a very last-minute subject. It was literally taught to us the last 2 weeks of class. It was also on a group basis, so there was definite lack of individual attention. Due to this, I was never at any point really familiar with the use of the tripod cameras or the editing process or editing software. Journalism is an important field. Some aspects of it are more important than others. It is more important to have a student write an alternative format to the inverted pyramid than it is to teach them about AP style, especially when you're hammering an AP style day in and day out. It is more important in a broadcast class to help the students learn the ins and outs of the equipment and editing so that it becomes second nature, rather than listening to guest speakers. I love the university, but the journalism classes need serious work.